YouTube, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's having a great day. We're gonna be working on the Evo 9 MR. Very, very excited. So I have this car, has 90,000-ish miles on it. It's a Evo 9 MR, real one. 6-speed, 2006, awesome car. Here's the deal. The steering wheel is kind of worn out on it, so I'm gonna show you guys how to install a carbon fiber centerpiece and rewrap the steering wheel. Very cool, very excited to do this. So one of the things that's been driving me nuts since I actually bought the car is the steering wheel is kind of worn out. So let's put the car in the middle of the garage and yank off the OEM one. I'll show you guys how to do that. And then wrap it and install the carbon fiber all in one and then put the steering wheel back on. This is gonna be an amazing video, big transformation. I am really excited. Let's jump on into it. First, you're gonna want to disconnect the battery. Why? Why do you want to do this? Because you don't want the airbag to go off in your face. So we'll go ahead and do the positive side, 10mm, yank that thing off. Now that we have the airbag off, first things first, there's a little plastic piece here. Very simple to remove. You take, it goes in like that, right there. It goes in like that, up. You just take a flathead between the steering wheel and here, and you go push it down, and this little piece comes out here. Before you remove the steering wheel, you're gonna wanna have it straight. My FRS is, I think, one tooth off a little bit because I've been pulling the steering wheel on and off. So you're gonna make sure it's straight. Okay, that being said, let's go ahead. There's an Allen key in here, and then I believe a big Allen key here. And then let's see what's underneath here as well. I'm not sure, I haven't looked under there yet. Okay, here's a way better view. There you guys are. You can see that there's a clock spring on the Evo, pretty normal for this era. We're gonna go unclick the airbag yellow one, and then there's probably a ground. That's what the ground black one is. Undo those. And then, you know, I can see it in there. It's a weird way it mounts. They're usually mounted with a nut, but it doesn't seem to be, oh, I'm sorry guys, a nut, but it seems to be more of an Allen this time. The funny thing, the only Allen key that I have for it is black and red, 8mm. So I guess you do it like this, then you're gonna grab a cheater bar, like that. I'm gonna have to wiggle it, this one might be a little bit too big. And then we're gonna do lefty-loosey, and it should loosen it off. Before I remove the steering wheel, remind me, go straight. You gotta go straight. Back, what I did was a spark plug, with an extended, and then I went up like that, and I used that and leveraged that as the cheater bar, and then I'm gonna loosen it up a little bit more, but you guys can see I actually did break it loose. This one's actually not that bad, it's pretty easy. So, recap, there is a strong 8mm Allen key, Duralast. Okay, you're gonna undo that, you're gonna unplug the airbag clip, very simple. Pull this back. It wants to come out. And then on other videos I've seen, they haven't actually showed you, this is a disconnects really easy. It's a click in, click out. And that's the, I think it's the horn or the ground. I think it's the ground, probably the horn. Undo that, you're good to go. And then just make sure that, again, like I said in the clip before, steering wheel is straight and pull off. You're done. I am gonna do in a separate video, you guys will see this, but I am gonna do a carbon fiber and a new plastic glass on there. So I'm gonna leave the steering wheel off, and on that video you guys will know how I got the steering wheel off from this video, because this video will come out first. So let's bring this into the house and start working on it. In my house, we're gonna be doing it, you gotta bring it in, of course you gotta bring it to the kitchen table. Again, it is beat up and faded, it's an older wheel. MR though, how do you know? Well, one, Momo's sick, but two, it's like dark brushed, not black, it's blue, but it kind of looks black. We're gonna be covering that with this new toy. Check this out, it fits on perfectly. Carbon fiber, amazing. Look at that, ooh, ooh. We're gonna be taping that in. So first off, first things, these actually come off really quick. They're just like little plastic slide-ins, like that, and they're glued in usually, but mine weren't really glued in, so you can wiggle them off. We're gonna do that with all 3 of these. I'm gonna wiggle these off. Okay, so this is how the wheel looks with the little plastics off. There, all good. Okay, we are gonna take this wheel, I'll have it linked, and we're gonna align that marker. So I went with like a leather, and then again, my car does have some of that Alcantara. It looks like the middle of the seat. It'll match perfectly. And then this looks like the edge of the seats. You know, guys, I just went with that black leather on the doors. The Evo will start looking nice, high quality. So let's line this up. You do have to stretch it on a little bit to fit it. Well, this little kit comes with instructions. It comes with everything you need. Look, all the good stuff. Double-sided tape. Okay, right here, it's orange. What we're gonna do is we're gonna open up, this is the wrap, this is gonna be the inside, we're gonna flip it outside, and we're gonna start putting tape around the trim so that when it's wrapped around like that, the wheel doesn't go anywhere. It's a tight fit, I've already test fitted it, it's tight, but you're gonna wanna follow it. You don't want it to move around at all ever. So this tape will give it that little extra love that it needs. And you'll never know, it'll look very aesthetic. One side of tape done. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. So we're doing 16 pieces of tape on that side. Don't put it on the edges, it says here. Just do it in the middle bar. Makes sense because the wheel will sit on here. You'll be able to pop these off as it's on the wheel, and then you'll have that nice fit. So let's flip it over, do the same amount. I might use this tape too on this sucker here on the carbon fiber. I actually wasn't thinking about that, but that might be a good fit actually. Yeah, I think I'm going to. It fits really good. It's gonna be a nice fit. I'm excited. I was counting, you wanna know, I'm gonna use 28 pieces of tape. So let's go ahead and put this on. Real simple, you guys can actually see how it aligns. Again, there's that line, that'll be the top right here, and then make sure it's centered. And it's actually a little bit of a fight to get this on here. It does, you gotta stretch it a little bit, which is what you want. You want a nice snug fit. I mean, race car, Evo, come on. This is gonna blow your mind. Okay, it's gonna look good. So I slipped it on over. What you're gonna do is start at 6 o'clock, AKA bottom. So if you don't know how to tell time, this is noon, this is 12, and this is 6, 3, and then 9. So it says go from 6 o'clock, 3, 9, and then top on taping it and sticking it. Reason why is if you have it lower aligned here, the last part that you can have it perfect is gonna be the top. So I'm gonna start removing the adhesive, and then we'll go ahead and undo some of the stitching and start sewing. And I believe we'll start sewing on a corner here, go here, and then from here, here, and then all the way around there. I am, I guess, 33% done. I've stitched it here, and then what I did was I followed it in right through here. You guys can see that, and I just went along the inside, looking real good. I have one of the needles right here poked through here. We're gonna, I'll probably cut a hole out so that we can put this in, and then I will use glue to make sure that that stays down on there. And you might have to trim that a little bit to make sure that all fits in there. I'm gonna start on the lower part now on this side, the other side of it. It is very, very labor intensive. This right here is about 1 hour. In addition to that, the needle that it came with, the eye of it actually broke. So I had to go get a whole new needle set. But it's looking amazing and it feels really nice. It's thick, so much more modern feeling. Gonna recommend this, I know I will. Labor intensive, I'm not kidding you. This is gonna take you, you can do it, don't be afraid to do it, just time consuming. Set a lot, like 5 hours for this whole project. Hey, oh my gosh, 2 hours in maybe. We've gotten this side and this side done, looking amazing. We're gonna move on to this top. Again, we're gonna start here. We're gonna go all the way up and here. You're gonna use a really long portion of the remainder of thread. Whoops. So use a lot of this. And then I have been fitting this, you know, it does look really nice and aesthetic, so I will go with it, but it's not the best quality. I'm pretty sure I paid a lot for this. I've had it since I bought the car, but we'll see if I do put this on. I'll probably just use some tape. I don't know if I'll use any glue with it. We'll see how I can wiggle it on there. Okay, so after like, oh golly geez, 8 hours, felt like it was a long time. I finally finished. So I tucked in the corners after I stitched all the way around. You guys can do this too, it takes a long time. But I tucked in the corners of this little plastic tool here, and then the push clips right here that I moved off from the OEM. Actually, it's very easy to just tuck these in here, and it likes it. And then they're really taut on there. They don't want to come off. You don't even have to use any adhesive. Now we're gonna move on to doing the carbon fiber. I'm gonna line it and see if I can just snap it in. I am gonna go with carbon fiber for a while. Will I always? Probably. I'm not sure. I may or may not remove it. I am just gonna try to manually click it in there, and then we'll use some of this adhesive on the back of that to have the carbon fiber wheel, and then we'll do the reinstall. 6 hours later, we're done. That was so much work. I used the same tape to push this on. Okay fitment. I think this is pretty expensive, the carbon fiber piece. It's okay. It looks cool, it does, but again, it's an okay fit. It's not perfect. Why? It needs to sit a little bit further down right here. And on the top, there's a tiny little gap up there, but that's okay. I mean, it looks awesome compared to what it was. It was really worn. Favorite part about it, it's thicker. And the Evo definitely needed a thicker steering wheel. And then I also enjoy the matching, you know, matches my car. But the matching black strip right here, very race car. Instead of doing like a red, you know, I think that looks very aesthetic, very nice, easy fit, very labor intensive. This will take you a very long time, but it's very, very rewarding when it's complete. Let's go reinstall the steering wheel. And just like that, we're done. I think I grew a beard in the time it took me to do this steering wheel. Looks amazing. I'm really happy with it. Very time consuming. Set along like a whole 8-hour day. One, to remove it, especially if you're gonna have to use a little bit of leverage to break that bolt loose. If the steering wheel like mine was all OEM, it was never removed. It's a lot of work to unhook that. Mitsubishi had that really torqued down, but once you break it loose and lefty-loosey, and then you know, just those two clips, pulling the steering wheel is pretty easy. But the hard part is how long that took to do the stitching, especially if you want to be perfect on it. I have a couple spots that I'm just not 100% perfect. I did pretty good on it, but I could do a little bit better on the stitching. I think for me, that was the first time I ever stitched a steering wheel. I think I did a really good job, high quality. It feels amazing. Really brings the value of the Evo, in my opinion, through the roof, and the driving experience is so much better. I do a lot of OEM Plus, definitely OEM Plus, especially compared to where it was, and you still get the cool OEM wheel. It's because it's a Momo, it's so cool, but now it feels better, and then the carbon fiber is just a nice little kiss, little aesthetic, a little nice thing. You know, the car overall is starting to look really, really nice. That is a big deal. Next, what we're gonna do is carbon fiber and a new glass and some lights. I think I'm gonna do all in one video, or I might do 2 separate videos for that. I'll also put some new floor mats in that I have, and then I got this cool heat shield. So those are gonna be probably 3 videos. Make sure to like, subscribe, always swing by my website. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. You can do this. If you're afraid to remove your steering wheel, don't be afraid. You can do this. Make sure to disconnect that battery. But you can do this. If you need help or questions or like alignment or anything, I can always send pictures. Swing by my Instagram. It's my name, Mitch Dore. And make sure to always swing by my website. See you guys in the next video. Hope you enjoyed this.